Let's go.
AKA Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the big question right now looming over the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is Deadpool and Wolverine, which is going to be, shocking, the 34th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I remember when this thing first started back in 2008 with Iron Man. God damn, I was like in 8th grade when this shit first started. Holy crap, we're on 34 movies now? Crazy. So, the big question right now is, can Deadpool and Wolverine save the MCU? Now, there's many layers to discuss here, obviously, and to join me in this video to discuss all these many layers, nuances, and points to bring up is Darnell, Fullmetal Nathan, and Drunken Emerald Arrow. So, let's just set the stage. So for all you people who have been living under a fucking rock, like an actual rock, the MCU that you remember, the one that, you know, set up every phase and gave you all those great characters, yeah, that's not been a thing for a very, very long time. We were on, shout out to Iron Oxide, we were on his weekly Rose Gallery show. We literally identified as a collective, there's been 2 movies that the MCU has put out, which is Guardians 3. I've not seen that yet, but I heard it's pretty good, so it's not bad. And Spider-Man No Way Home. Movie. Yeah, and Spider-Man No Way Home, which is a collaboration with Marvel and Sony, so it's more of like them doing the work than they are, right? They obviously do like the production costs, the marketing, all that stuff, obviously. You know?
I commented something before I came on in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
How much was that movie with Sony? Because if it's, Sony was the reason that movie did good, explain Craven, explain Madam Web, and explain Morbius. That's Sony.
Yeah, Sony has these real problems where, like, they make the Spider-Man movies as good as possible or worse as possible, but everything else just kind of sucks. Now, keep in mind, people, understand this. The MCU is not in a good place. So when people are like, hey, I'm skeptical of this movie doing well, it's understandable. They've only had like 2 essentially good movies come out in like the last, 6-7 years?
6 years.
Yeah.
They've slowly but surely kind of adopted the thing that DC and Sony are doing, where they're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Now, keep in mind, they just put out the Marvels back in December of 2023, which is their lowest grossing movie ever. People have to understand this. This movie hit so low records, it lost to The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton and 2015's Ant-Man. Guys, when Incredible Hulk came out back in 2008, 2009, whenever it came out, I was a freshman in high school. That means the Marvels lost to a movie that came out in 2008. That is actually pathetic. Like, the franchise is getting to a point where they're making record low numbers. Let's not even forget, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania came out last year. Huge second weekend drop off. It did the BVS. Historic drop of 74%. People don't understand. These movies are not attracting people the same way they used to. Now, there's many different reasons for that, and we'll discuss those, obviously. Now we're at the point where, obviously, people don't understand this about Deadpool. Right? The reason why this movie's taking so long to come out is because of Ryan Reynolds, and also because of, the merger and getting everything set up for how they want the multiverse saga to look at, right? This movie is going to be rated R. It's going to still be in the same kind of vein and spirit as the other Deadpool movies are. Now, that is all because of Ryan Reynolds. Remember, this movie would not be coming out the way it was if it wasn't for him. Like, if you see the interviews, he talked about Deadpool. Yeah, he brought in Hugh Jackman. Keep in mind, Hugh Jackman said he was done playing Wolverine after the Fox movies. Ryan Reynolds brought that guy back. He somehow convinced him to do it. Now, keep in mind, just because he convinced him to come back doesn't mean the movie is going to be good. That's just how that's how those kind of things work. Now, the other thing to bring up is that a lot of the reasons why the MCU movies have not been performing very well is because they keep bringing out characters no one really knows about. Now, I get it. They kind of started out that way with relatively somewhat underrated characters, but they've been coming up with characters that nobody knows about for the most part at all, unless you've read the comic books for those characters, like Shang-Chi, Eternals, like the Marvels, which is, what's the black girl's name? Photon, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, obviously, like People don't understand when it comes to comic book characters. If the general audience doesn't even know who the fuck that is, like I'm talking like absolutely almost no one knows it. That's why a movie would do bad. Come on, like no one knows who those characters are. Why would you go and support them? You know?
On that note, I think they could have done well had they been movies.
Right.
Not
Well,
not 2-hour propaganda lectures.
That's true. I agree. Yeah.
And on top of it, when two of the three characters of the Marvels, both of them are on Disney Plus, and on top of that, Miss Marvel was such a small run comic character that no one, completely obscure. So what's the draw?
Yeah,
Captain Marvel that was completely disliked based on the actress's comments and stuff like that. And they keep going. It was $1 billion movie because it was the most strategically placed and protected.
They thought they had to
movie.
see it.
Yeah, and now we know this too. Given Captain Marvel's drop with its sequel, the first movie only made money because of luck. Luck. That's it. Luck.
Yep.
Because
nostalgia.
The fans kept saying, the fans literally said, we do not like Brie Larson. We don't like her as Captain Marvel. Please just don't give her any more. If you want to put her in a team-up movie with someone, whatever. At least she's not the main character. They gave her a sequel. And the fans went, we are not supporting that.
Well, they did give her a team-up movie, and no one went watch it.
Well, they had to throw her in a team-up movie because they know she couldn't carry it by herself. So they throw in two more characters, and it still bombed.
And look, those characters should have brought people from Disney Plus because they were, while we mentioned they were not well known, they already had been established, so people knew who they were.
There's another bit of context to that. Miss Marvel was the lowest rated Disney Plus show.
Right, but they wrote those shows as propaganda lectures. It wasn't to entertain. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Fine.
It wasn't to entertain people. It was to lecture you about race and culture and your sex and all that stuff.
And like, that's the problem. Is like when you combine basically how bad things have gotten since Endgame versus versus the situation that we're at now. And people have factored it back in the day with Endgame. It wasn't just like you just had TV. Now you have TV that has also influenced how bad their decisions are. Ever since Endgame, they were like, you know what? We're going to do TV without showrunners. Okay, for anyone who's like an absolute idiot, I'll just explain it to you. A showrunner functions like a director for a movie. It's a person with a vision that they hired to handle the show. Marvel literally thought they could just, the actual quote was, we'll just fix it in post-production. That might be the dumbest thing I have ever fucking heard in my life. That would be the reason why these shows have sucked. Okay, so now you have the movies have been sucking. We've been getting too many of them. The TV shows have been coming out. They've been sucking outside of basically the new X-Men animated series, essentially. That's really bad. Who have I factored in? We factored in there's Guardians and Spider-Man and X-Men. 3 things they've released that people have considered good since like Endgame. That's really, really, really bad. And people are going to bring up the fact that some of these movies have made a lot of money. Now keep in mind, on the surface level, they've made money. When you factor in marketing, how much the theaters get, distribution costs, these movies have barely broken even. The only one that has inked a profit is No Way Home. Doctor Strange 2, maybe. You could probably maybe lean it that way if you take out the marketing. Black Panther 2, I don't think so. I think that had a $300 million budget plus marketing.
More. I think Guardians 3 made its money back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a massive profit cow like the other ones were. And like the other shows, other movies.
Yeah.
Other movies.
So now we're at Deadpool and Wolverine. And obviously, you know, the thing is, it's not really about a can it save it. It's more like everything after is just not good. Like, even if it does come out and it's good, do people know what's coming on next? Captain America 4, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolt, Blade, then the Avengers movies. Not to mention the other TV shows we're getting. Agatha. I think Ironheart's coming out.
Daredevil. No, I think they canceled Ironheart.
No, they moved it back again. I think
it was just delayed in production. It's getting back there.
You know that you know the definition of insanity, guys. It's doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting a different result
Snow
every
White
time.
Territories of delays.
Also, another thing to point out because I'm going to do this video, obviously with the whole Ant-Man thing soon. They lied about how much the movie's production budget was. It wasn't $260 million. It was around $300 million. So now when they report the budget numbers, we don't even know if they're even telling the truth.
I honestly, after, you know, I sat down and rewatched it because I got a niece that has been wanting to see a bunch of the newer stuff that's been coming out. She don't have Disney Plus. We watched it and it's funny you mentioned the budget because the whole time I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, this looks cheap and fake as fuck. Everything about it just looks bad. So if it was $300 million, where the fuck did all that money go? Because obviously it wasn't the special effects, it wasn't the environments or any of the stuff surrounding them. Like everything in it looks like some of the shots and some of the CGI in it is like CW level quality, man. So where the fuck did their fucking budget go?
It adds
Like,
credence to the theory that it's money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, remember it came out 2022 where it was revealed that that person that Netflix hired for like one of their movies or shows, they found out he was doing some pretty fucked up shit with the budget, Yeah. But the thing here is the Hugh Jackman you guys have seen that trailer. That's not the Hugh Jackman from the Fox movies. That is a variant, which is plays on the whole idea of what Loki was doing. Obviously, I didn't finish Loki season 2. I didn't bother watching it, but
I like
as long as they leave Logan alone, I'll be all right.
I thought this was Logan, the Logan Wolverine.
It better fucking not be.
Yeah. So I'll ask you guys. I'll start with Darnell. Do you think this movie either saves the MCU in the long term or it's just a short term? What do you think?
I think it's gonna stave off death. It's the morphine for terminal illness.
It's just an adrenaline shot to keep them going a little longer.
This movie is a doctor saying, "Listen, you have maybe 4 weeks to live. We're gonna give you this morphine. You'll probably live another 6 weeks after that."
Hey, Disney, you have stage 4 brain cancer. Here's some chemotherapy.
That's the best way I can put it. It's going to be a phenomenal fucking movie. I think I'm not talking profits. I think it's going to make a billion in the theaters.
Yeah.
Profits, no way. I don't think they're going to go near a billion. But this is and this is what I was trying to say earlier on the Rogue show that we've been waiting for Hugh Jackman since 2012 when the first movie came out. When Ryan Reynolds, when Deadpool bitched about Wolverine in the first freaking scene of the first movie.
Yeah,
people have been wanting it, and he's been pushing for it. Well, go look at the view of when he announced Hugh Jackman. How many fucking views was that?
The first teaser trailer is the highest viewed trailer of all time for superhero movies.
I said it the other day. It was last week. 7.8 million views on just Ryan Reynolds' personal YouTube channel.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, come the fuck on.
Yeah,
this movie's gonna make a fucking killing. Now I know a lot of people are gonna wait. I'm gonna try and be there opening night.
I'll be there opening night. Yeah, Thursday.
I'm gonna have to go on the weekend, so it'll be in the morning with a buddy of mine from 2 hours away. We can go see a movie where he's at.
Okay, yeah.
But I think people are going to wait to hear word of mouth.
Yeah, that's what I also said on Iron's show, is that movies now function, and Joker was right, movies do function a lot differently now than what they do. Now they basically function off front-loaded. The people that want to see it feel like they have to see it instantly to make sure they don't get spoiled. Then word of mouth. Word of mouth carries movies now. There's plenty of movies we know that have did way better than expected just based off word of mouth. Now, even though a movie might get good word of mouth, it could still flop. Like The Northman had great word of mouth, still didn't do very well. So
that's because all the people who hated it are a bunch of marks who don't understand film at all. Just saying.
All right, Nathan, what do you think? Can Deadpool and Wolverine save the MCU or stave off its imminent death that you said for stage 4 brain cancer?
I think it's going to go the same way, about the same way as Guardians 3 and Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't think it's necessarily going to save Marvel as much as, we've compared it to, adrenaline shots or chemotherapy, because I never thought I'd see the day where I would have to look in the mirror and go, you know what? MCU is dying, man. Like, that's sad. I remember days where every time they put out a project, you'd get excited for it. You'd be like, oh shit, another MCU movie. Gotta go see it. And now every time you see a trailer for something new that they're doing, you're just like, like, you kind of look at it cautiously. Like I said, don't think this is going to save Marvel. It's just going to be a one-off, success, kind of like Guardians and No Way Home. I'm glad that Hugh Jackman is back. I trust that Ryan Reynolds is going to do right by people who love this character and, who love the last 2 movies. And from the way the trailer looks, seems to be carrying the exact same tone and atmosphere as the other two movies. Just, Hugh Jackman's walking around in the yellow spandex finally, which took him 25 years to almost do.
Which ironically it's not spandex anymore, but yeah,
I know. But yeah, I'm expecting a very fun, enjoyable movie. I wouldn't say anything revolutionary or mind-blowing, but just a very kick-ass fun time at the theater.
Yeah, all you got to do is just entertain. I mean, there was a new snippet of an interview from one of the producers who's like, "Hey, no, we're just gonna entertain. Good, that's all people need. That's fine.
You've done your job. Good job.
There you go." Drunken Emerald, what do you think? MCU still gets stage 4 brain cancer, or it's saved?
It's about to keel over and like.
I would almost say it's on life support. But I just don't think it's. I mean, I don't think it's gonna save it. It's going to be a little blip on the monitor for them, but expect if it is successful, if it is really successful, expect the media to come out and say the MCU is saved. I'm waiting for those to come out and go, "Oh, Marvel's done it. They've turned it around. Deadpool 3 is bringing new life to it." Now with the inclusion of the TVA, I think that coming in, I think, is a concession to Feige for Ryan to be able to have more of the creative control and to get the R rating. I think those are, I think the things you will see from the MCU coming into the Deadpool movie is the concessions so that he could have that control.
It is kind of funny in the trailer. They make a joke about how cocaine was the limit that Feige didn't want to go over. She's like, "You want to build a snowman?" Yes, but I can't.
I mean,
two Disney attacks right in that trailer. One mentioning Feige by name, and the other one was bringing up the want to build a snowman, which is Frozen.
Yeah, right. Which is fucking.
Which is also another cocaine term, but yes, Frozen.
Yeah. Force bump.
There's that. Plus, in the first trailer, remember when they talked about the TVA pulls him out of the apartment and he's like, "Yeah, I'm familiar with pegging, but Disney isn't," and looks at the camera. That right there, when I saw that, a lot of fears left my body for this movie when I saw that in the first trailer.
Also, the guy that's giving him his new gear is wearing the Mickey Mouse gloves, and he's like, "That guy is a sexual predator."
What the
fuck? Yeah. Sorry, Emerald. I didn't mean to step on you, man.
Oh no, you're fine.
Because that's the big problem right now is you're going to have the media come out and be like, the MCU saved it. It was better than the last one. Like, the last one was the Marvels, right? Which no one actually went to watch. Oh, okay. Better than the movie that barely anybody saw.
Gremlins 2 was better than the Marvels.
It was better than the one before that.
It was better than the... Wait a minute. It was better than the last one. Yeah, it was better than all of them. There you go.
The best movie since Endgame. I guarantee you they're going to throw that level of shade in.
Now,
I guarantee you.
I'm going to say this. All that being said, about how we feel that it's done, there is a small sliver of a chance that it could save the MCU. And here's I've thought about this long and hard. This movie's been on this is my life. I could die after seeing this movie. That's how big this movie is for me.
I would think in order for this to save the MCU,
go
ahead.
Here's what. It comes out. It just massive of truckloads of money being funneled in. Not necessarily profit, but they're seeing it's gonna hit, massive money. The board, the shareholders and the board pull Feige in. Again, not exactly like this, but I'm just paraphrasing here. Pull Feige in. Okay, more of that. Not necessarily the R-rated comedy and all that stuff, but that. Make the fans, make the core happy again. And it forces another, delay in the movies to fix the movies to make us want to go see them again. I think the chances of that are 0.0000001%.
Well, that means going Captain America having to do a whole nother full reshoot.
Or leave it. And somehow film some Deadpool scenes where he comes in and fucks with with Captain.
You know what? We just need to have another Deadpool movie where he literally goes around killing the current MCU. That
I
way
heard a rumor that is a part of the
just,
movie.
We could just reboot it that way.
Yeah,
Well,
because
if Marvel was serious about wanting to do a true, honest reboot of the MCU, then the adaptation of Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Yep. This is it.
And actually do it. I think I don't remember who said it on Iron Show. I think what this is it's going to be a version of Deadpool kills the Fox
universe.
Yeah.
It's just
he
because I was looking at who's in some of the cast that's been listed on IMDb, and Elektra, Jennifer Gardner is supposedly in it, and a few others. Yeah. And so I'm thinking, yep. And so it definitely feels more like Deadpool kills the Fox Marvel universe.
Because I wanted to bring this up, and this is something that I've been saying for my own personal videos, obviously on shows like these, is even if Deadpool and Wolverine saves the MCU, the problem is whatever is coming afterwards is going to kill the momentum immediately. And people are going to feel like, what about Fantastic Four? Isn't that because you remember how I mentioned, the reason why some of these movies have been failing is because no big names, characters people don't like.
Yeah,
yes, in theory, Captain America is going to be a name people probably might go see. Then you're going to realize, wait a minute, it's the black guy. Oh,
but look at Guardians. You could turn a team of nobodies that no one gives a fuck about or knows about into a massive success because you make it entertaining.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago. I don't think you could do that nowadays with Marvel. Especially. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say the problem is you would need someone behind the camera and at the helm that has heart and is willing to tell a good, genuine story that's going to please the audience and it not be filled with a bunch of pandering and SJW bullcrap.
Yeah, because the thing to bring up also is the thing that comes after, like I mentioned before, Captain America, that might just get butts and seats because it says
Thunderbolts,
by name.
I think, is after
Thunderbolts, Like
I don't know.
Just went from, hey, these underknown characters don't bring in any money. How about I just give you another group of underknown characters no one fucking knows about?
I think the Captain America show kind of killed the Cap name.
Yeah.
Especially for like the core.
Because people are going to be like, well, Fantastic Four, but Fantastic Four
is
you have a gender, they literally
Senator,
put in a fucking Silver Surfer female character. Obviously, she's not gender
swapped, a bit of a hot
swapped. But the problem with her is that everyone going to see Fantastic Four will want to see Norrin Rad. They are not going there to see some random fucking character that they never knew existed. When people have to back to this end, when this character got announced, everyone had to look her up.
Yeah.
Nobody knew she existed. That's coming out next. And then Blade, how many reshoots has Blade gotten?
This is like their fifth one, I think.
Yeah, fifth rewrite on Blade. So that's the thing is, Deadpool and Wolverine, in my opinion, it only saves it for the
Mahershala Ali is going to be on fucking life support before that movie comes out. He's not getting any younger, son.
So, I think if once this comes out, the shareholders are like, okay, look, you had plans to put Ryan Reynolds and shit and Deadpool.
Yeah.
You fired him because he was too hard to work with. Put him back.
Here's the thing for me.
Well, especially if the movie's successful.
Here's the thing for me. Yeah. MSK hit on it, and Darnell, I think you hit on it too, just a little bit. If this movie comes out and makes $1 billion, cool. The thing is, this movie would have to do a really big job of drawing people back to the theater, especially people who used to love the MCU. This movie would somehow have to grab their attention again and make them to want to see what's coming afterwards.
That's why I said people waiting for word of mouth.
But the problem is, like MSK said, we're getting Deadpool and Wolverine, which arguably I think everybody here is kind of excited for. After Deadpool and Wolverine, we're getting Captain America 4 with a guy that's not Captain America, arguably, in my opinion. And then after that, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And then after that, we're getting the Thunderbolts, which the only people who really give a shit about the Thunderbolts are comic book nerds, not the common average.
I'm one that I can't care about the Thunderbolts. It's not the Thunderbolts different teams of the comics.
I'm just saying, you got Deadpool and Wolverine, but it seems like, once again, kind of like, no way, there seems to be a pattern. You got a bunch of bull crap that nobody wants. then you get a Spider-Man No Way Home. You know, everybody loves the MCU again. MCU's back, you know, woohoo. Then after that, you got more bullshit that nobody cares about. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Guardians 3. Oh, MCU's back, you know, everything's great again. Bunch of bullshit after that.
Here's one of the few
pluses. Hold on.
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. Yeah, MCU's back. Woo! Guess what?
Better than the last one.
Thunderbolts. Oh shit, MCU's dead. There's a genuine pattern going on.
He only died so many times. Yeah. This isn't supernatural, goddammit.
Actually, you want to know? I think I know a title that'll be on one of the articles.
What's that?
Audience prove superhero fatigue is no longer in existence after Deadpool's success.
Let's right now. Whenever you see that later on this year, send me that so I can rip that article in shreds. I'm gonna destroy that shit. Oh Lord. But yeah, to wrap this up. Obviously, I'll start with Drunken Emerald. What's your closing thoughts out on can Deadpool and Wolverine save the MCU?
No. But I think it's definitely going to be a standalone. I mean, it's a pretty no, obviously not. Yeah. There's no recovery for current MCU until they completely clean house from top to bottom, and that's all the way to the head of Disney. And it's not going to change. Nothing's going to save the MCU. It'll be a blip on the radar. It's going to be successful, and it's going to make Marvel money. But then, as pointed out, what they've got coming up right behind it is not going to produce.
It's gonna have to take a nuclear warhead before we ever get back to how things were.
The Dark Knight Returns
means never.
Okay.
I mean, it's a sad reality. I'm just being honest.
Our grandkids are gonna get a good MCU.
Oh God! When they finally reboot and
our kids will grow up with no superhero movies, and our grandkids will get.
The more this continues, the more I realize that Ultron was right.
Oh my God! All right, Nathan, what are your closing thoughts on this?
Kind of like I was saying, I don't think it'll save the MCU per se. I think it'll be an enjoyable film, but kind of like No Way Home and Guardians 3 before it, I think it's just going to be a fun one-off, and then we're going to go right back to the same generic pandering bullshit that Marvel's been churning out ever since Endgame. So, yeah, really looking forward to the movie, but after that, I don't know. I guess I'll go back to lip dick MCU all over again.
Or no dick MCU.
No dick.
It's ma'am.
It's ma'am.
All right, Darnell. I know you're probably the most hyped one about this out of all that's coming out. So I'll ask you, man, what are your closing thoughts on this?
His dick is hard as hell right now for this movie.
Yeah, it is. I have serious goosebumps every time I just think about this movie. But no, it's not going to save anything. There's that 0.0 times 8.
Kind of like Deadpool. He's super wet right now.
Yeah, I'm super wet right now. But I do think that in this day and age of the internet, how shit comes out so fast and leaks come out of everywhere, pun intended. If that does shake up Disney and they're like, hey, we need to we'll know about it before these movies come out. So if that does cause that shake up, we'll start hearing about it before these shit movies come out. So you might get us interested in them again. But I do think that chance is like slim to none. Lloyd Christmas, so you say there's a chance. No, there's barely any chance. It's done.
Imagine getting excited for Thunderbolts because you saw Deadpool and Wolverine. What?
You can see Florence Pugh.
Oh God.
I do love Florence Pugh though. She is very good. I love her.
And as for me, I've said this time and time again. I think Deadpool as a character is a smash hit at the box office so far. You need to keep in mind, these movies made almost $800 million just from Deadpool alone. And the budgets, given the budgets that they invested in the movie, because Ryan Reynolds is all about practical effects for the most part and mixed with CGI, depending on the budget of the movie, I think it will actually do very well. Will it be profitable? I can only judge that when the film runs entirely over. That's how I can judge it. I think it can save the MCU for this year, but it's the only
MCU project coming out this year.
Yeah, they can actually come out and say, "Hey, we have had success with Marvel movies this year."
Yeah,
the first one.
I forgot to say this on the road.
It's been a very well. I mean, they have had X-Men 97. That's kind of funny.
It's a pretty good show, man.
It's kind of funny that the best things that the MCU is putting out right now are all X-Men
Fox.
related.
I mean, we've been wanting this for years. We've been begging for this.
Yeah,
So,
Gerald,
real quick,
yeah.
I forgot to say something on the road because I couldn't get it out.
That's fine.
I forgot to say it here. So Daniel RPK is a guy who likes to like leak stuff.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay. Who lately has been getting a bad rap, or has been not being accurate. He said that the post credit scene is, I've thrown in exact wording, in Deadpool is gonna be like blow your fucking mind. Again, whatever. Rob Liefeld commented right after. I've seen it. I'm confirming yes. Liefeld, who has seen the movie, was on set and had a guy got to screen the movie. He confirms the post-credit scene is going to blow people's minds.
That's the thing I wanted to bring up as the last closing point is we all saw the snippet of the interview where Bob Iger was like, we need to focus on our stronger franchises. Now, to be fair, him and Kevin Feige made it this way. I mean, people make sure they understand it. Kevin Feige and Bob Iger wanted it to look this way. Ike Perlmutter tried to stop them, but he said some really weird, crazy things that I did agree with. But people are weirdly activists and they only think about their emotions actually. So the thing here to understand is the MCU, as Bob Iger said, they need to focus on their stronger franchises. Bob Iger, Thunderbolts, it's not a strong franchise for you.
Captain America 4 with a Falcon.
I got the Harkness. Is not.
Here's the thing. I will actually be fair for a minute. Falcon Winter Soldier was not bad until the last episode. That's when they shot themselves in the foot.
I'm done. I'm out.
Okay. I actually
that show sucked so much ass.
I'm not getting into this with you guys right now. I know this is bait, but thank you guys for watching this video. As I've said before, the MCU is in a death spiral, and yeah, Deadpool will save it. Leave it to the white man to have to come, the straight white man to come in and save it. All you fucking people out there that were like, you hate women. Yeah, your fucking women movies tanked the whole franchise. You fucking pieces of shit.
Leave it to the testicle with teeth to save the MCU.
So I would just say thank you guys for obviously coming through on this video. Actually, as you guys know, I am MSK, Master Swag King. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you are a returning viewer or new viewer, leave a like on this video, comment down below, hit the notification bell, and I am signing out, guys. See you guys later. Peace.